I bought Xiaomi Gamepad Elite controller. Does it deserve the elite names? It comes out in this box, very simple box, and then and the inside and just one manual. It's all in Chinese. So if you don't know Chinese, definitely you cannot read this. It's all in Chinese. There's no English. Xiaomi Elite Gamepad. You know what? I'm crazy about controller. It's actually released in the April and cannot find it almost everywhere, even in online, except AliExpress. Because I live in Taipei, so only one shop in Taipei sells this, and it cost me about, how much is it? 2,500 Taiwan dollars. Man, it's crazy expensive. So it's actually crowdfunding, and then initial price is about $50, but when it will sell in the store, probably if you are live in the US, probably will go until $60. Perhaps maybe will go to $70. Frankly speaking, the build quality is quite amazing. It's very solid. It's a solid gamepad. The build quality is actually very amazing. It's quite impressive. I mean, Xiaomi previously they have this gamepad controller too, a Bluetooth gamepad, but it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't feel that great. But this one slightly better, maybe. So what the features? The features is one of it is this thing is the smoothest thumbstick that I felt after the Xbox Elite. This is the smoothest that I feel. It's so smooth, crazy smooth. And then another thing is their triggers. This one also very smooth. And it's the tactile is quite amazing, to be honest. It's just the perfect force. You also have a back button, and the design is, although it looks funny, I totally say that it's funny, but in reality it's actually very ergonomic. It fits perfectly in your hand. The reason is when you put inside your hand, your middle finger is automatically sit on the back button, so it feels perfectly correct with you. And then this D-pad, rather than a four-way D-pad, it actually feels like eight-way D-pad. Once you press it, you can feel there is like a middle button in between these two. So it feels like there is 8 button rather than 4 button. And it also connect to Bluetooth, PC, and smart TV. Back here, they have this small plastic. It's actually a very soft plastic, and you can put like a dongle. This dongle is actually empty. Dongle slot is empty because I put the dongle on my PC right now. Already plugged in. And this button, these are their main features. They say that it can withstand 1 million clicks. 1 million clicks. That's a lot. If you see the box, it's actually an actual button. They say it's an actual button, an actual mechanical button. So they claim this button can withstand 1 million clicks. So it's amazing, right? Yeah. Okay, that's the thing. When you click it, it feels great. But the problem is, in game, it feels horrible. The reason is this button is too stiff. It's crazy stiff. And the actuation distance is too damn short. It's, of course it can withstand 1 million clicks. Okay, fine. 1 million clicks. But it feels so horrible to play with this. Because there's no actuation. It's like you are pressing on a hard surface. Trying this, when I tried this at the store, it's actually feel amazing because it's a lot different than our usual controller, which is using the rubber dome. But this one is actual mechanical button. So you just feel it's very, very different. And then when you hear the click, you know, okay, I'm actually clicking. You're actually putting an input. That's why we use mechanical keyboard, because we want to know there is an actual input. Now, here's the thing. When the actuation is too small, like this, and then you play games, you put headphone, you don't hear those click, and you don't even realize that you are pressing the button because the actuation is just too small. Same way I can say with this D-pad. It's just too damn stiff. Like, holy crap. I feel like I'm trying to press on a rock. Literally. It just feels like I'm pressing on a rock. If you put a headphone, you just hear the game sound. Definitely you won't feel like you are pressing anything. It feels like you are using a touchpad with a surface different, telling you, oh, it's actually a button, but you don't know you are pressing the button or not. I always play Genshin and I always use controller for this game. They give you the dongle to connect to the PC. If you connect to the PC with the Bluetooth, but you don't use the dongle, it will connect as a PS4 controller via Bluetooth. So it tried to connect as a direct input controller. And Windows doesn't like very much with direct input. So you need to either use Steam or export controller 360 or something that emulate the input to X input. So it doesn't feel great because I mean I'm playing Genshin, so and then if I need to install Steam, yeah, I don't want any extra software to run behind my games. You know, Steam is when you play the game, suddenly the Steam run update it just slowed everything down. So the dongle actually tells you that it's an dongle just convert like D input to X input. So without the dongle, if you play on PC, you won't get the X input a proper connection. Another thing is it's USB-C, but it doesn't work on USB. I mean, this thing is just for charging. What a kind of useless port. A very useless port. I can't do anything about this. Does it you can update or something about it, but I tried to connect. It doesn't detect anything at all. If you use the dongle, you definitely can get a good connection. The connection from wireless dongle 3.5 GHz and Bluetooth is almost similar. There's not much any different. The thing is about this button because it's just too stiff. When you try to use it, you don't even realize that you are hitting properly. And you don't feel like you are giving an input. If you are wearing a headphone, definitely you won't feel anything. Because the click just on the sound instead of the feeling. Unlike using your mouse, you feel the click. Even though you don't hear the sound, you feel the click. But this thing, if you just mute the sound, you don't feel like you are clicking on a button. The reason is the attrition. It just too short. The attrition is just too short. This one extra features, the back trigger button. This one feels great. But the truth is, this thing is not customizable. This thing is just a right button and left button. That's it. It's just the same button as this. It's not customizable. There's no option to macro. The button is just too stiff. Why I'm saying this is horrible. Let me show you a better controller. This 8-bit Do Pro 2. This feels a lot better. Back button, controller, customizable, trigger button, You can even adjust the sensitivity, have a turbo button, have a macro, even have a profile, onboard memory profile. You can change, you can map every single button over here to any button on your computer. And then it's even switch Android direct input, X input, so PS4 works, Xbox works, Android works, Switch works, iOS works way better, a lot cheaper. Yeah, this thing. The button is impressive, man. It feels amazing, but in practice, it does not. When you first try it, you know, okay, it feels great. But when you try to play inside the games, it doesn't feel right. This Xbox controller, rubber dome, it has a great travel distance, enough travel distance. This one almost non-existent, and because it's too stiff, you tend to press too hard. Okay, do I recommend this for anyone to buy it? And no, definitely not. You better buy these. Have more features, customizable, macro, almost everything. Even the back button is customizable. This one, no. If you can get uh maybe $50 or less, yeah, I think you can try to buy. But for the same price, you might just want to buy this. Or just get this thing. So if you like and everything, and I mean like and sub, and thanks, I guess.